Hi, my name is Claire and I really like to knit. I usually like to make vlogs of my creations from cast on to finish in my videos. However, today is going to be a slightly different video where I'm doing a more traditional podcast talking about my finished objects, WIPs and acquisitions. And the reason is I have lost my WIP. So I have been working on the Corbis Sweater by Natasha Hornby for a few weeks and I have been filming my progress. And I thought I would have the vlog done for you this week. But of course, every time I knit something, tragedy happens. Miscalculation, carelessness, one of those. And halfway through Corbis, I think I was about 85% done. I realized I had done a miscalculation. I knitted the yoke too long and just threw out the proportions of the sleeves and the body. And of course I wasn't counting when I was putting the sleeves on hold, and anyway, became a drama. I was using this beautiful yarn. It's 50% silk and 50% cashmere. It looks like salted caramel. It's so beautiful. Anyway, and the design is a round yoke. It was her Corbis shawl that Natasha had adjusted to become a jumper. And I saw Andrea on Fruity Knitting knit it, so it's been on my queue for ages. As you're knitting, because it's like a short design and then short rows, I didn't really understand the sizing or how it was going to work until I had knitted the parts. When I finished up to 85%, I realized the yoke was too big for me anyway. So Mum tried it on and she loved it, and of course it looks really nice on her. And this beautiful yarn made it look really expensive. So what happened was she has unpicked it up to the yoke to re-knit, and she has stolen it. She's taken it home to knit. I don't know how long she's going to take to finish knitting it. She's a quick knitter, but she doesn't like to sit for too long because it hurts her back, and she has a very prolific social life, going to her singing classes and dancing classes. However, I have quite a few other WIPs on my needles, so I thought maybe since it's been 3 weeks since my last video, I will show you some of the things that I have been making. Firstly, I have finished the Revoir Blouse by Masha. On Instagram, she's not a day without knitting. I didn't make a vlog about this because it was a test knit. So this jumper has actually been on my queue for quite a while and I really liked it, but I had never started. And then Masha put out a call out for a test knit because initially it was knitted bottom up. She rewrote it so it's top down, and she put a call out for a test knitter, and I put my hand up. I made this with the Along avec Anna mohair in Champagne. Champagne? I don't know how to say it. So this is a colorway. It's a brown, rusty brown, and looks fantastic. It's just one single strand of mohair, 4mm needles, lace and baubles with these puffy sleeves. I really like it. I've worn it a few times already and it looks fantastic, and Mum's been eyeing it with envy, but luckily it doesn't fit her, so she cannot steal it. But yeah, I love it. The shape is great. I love the puffy sleeves because I have very narrow and dropped shoulders, so the puffy sleeves look really good. Gives me a bit more shape, you know. And yeah, and just the lace is so romantic. The shape is great. It was so quick to knit up. It was only 60 grams of mohair, so I think I can make a few more of this with or without baubles and lace, using all of my leftover scrap mohair one day, because I have so many more other things on my needles. I should also tell you about this top I'm wearing. This is by Nora Gor. It's from her book Knitted Source Cable Book. I can't remember what it's called, but it's a beautiful lace design, lace and cables, and it looks like a stag hair, right? Yeah, I knit this quite a few years ago. This is the Drops Alpaca, and it's slightly negative ease, but it looks great. I love it. The chart, it was a chart in her book, and there was a couple of little errors, but because of the cabling, I was able to work out, you know, making it go the right direction. And I have worn this for quite a few years now, and it's great. I haven't used Drops Alpaca a lot. It's slightly itchy, but it's actually not too bad. And it's held on really well. Like, there's no peeling at all. So yeah, some Drops wools are pretty good. Now, let's show you some of my WIPs. I have quite a few, but the active ones. The first active one is this cute little lace top. I have already done a sleeve. If you know me, I know you have heard me talk about how much I hate swatching, so I have been using sleeves as swatches. This is the first sleeve, and it's just a cute little lace top, summery lace top. It's winter here in Australia, but everyone else is knitting summer garments online, so I wanted to knit summer garment as well. The yarn I'm using is a 55% silk, 45% linen from woollyyarn.com, and it's a cone of 300 grams. It feels like silk. I can barely feel the linen. I mean, you can see it because it's got some slub on it, and the color is like a lemon sherbet. Yeah. I love woollyyarn.com, and you'll hear me mention this quite a few more times in this video, because it will seem everything I am knitting right now is from woollyyarn.com. And this was only 16 euros, this cone. Isn't it fantastic? Silk and linen. So I've started the body now. I've changed it to in the round instead of back and forth. And the pattern comes from the Keto Dama magazine, number 29. And I have a Chinese version, translated to Chinese from Japanese. And that's this top here. I did find this on Ravelry. I think it was just called a Lacy Pullover. Yeah, I'll figure it out. And I'll put on my Ravelry and link it below. It's this one here. And I think it's going to be really versatile. The yarn they used was almost like a ribbon yarn. That's the thing with these books. I have to try and figure out what yarn they use. Usually they are not international yarns, and I have to try and find it on Ravelry or Google and then try and find a matching one. It's quite a loose gauge on 3.5mm needles, and it's just an 8-stitch repeat. I think it's going to be a really nice and drapey kind of fabric, great for summer nights or spring autumn, which is what it is most of the year here. The second one I'm knitting currently is called White Lacy by Hitomi Shida. I am using a grey yarn, and that's this one here. It's quite a complicated lace design. Let me show you the picture first. It's from this book called Let's Knit Series by Hitomi Shida, book number 20. She's got lots of books, and it's this one here. I think she used an Aran weight mohair or something like that, but I am using a heavy DK weight cashmere. Anyway, see, looks really cute, right? It's all, there is a lot of lace. There is a lot of lace, and knitting this requires full concentration. I've already made the sleeve a couple of months ago as the swatch. So this is the sleeve. The lace, again, I have to be fully focused the whole time that I'm knitting this, because every other row is something quite complicated. I think it looks fantastic. The yarn I am using is 100% cashmere by Laura Piana from Woolly Yarn. I had already rolled it into a ball. I rolled them into balls because it's actually quite hard to pull from a comb. So I rolled them into balls. They are like 4 strands of cashmere, or maybe 5. 5 strands of fine cashmere, lightly twisted together. I have to be really careful when I do the cable because it's not really twisted and it's very easy to split. But this cashmere is so soft. Beautiful. I love woollyyarn.com, and it is a Laura Piana brand. If you haven't heard of Laura Piana, they are a luxury fashion brand from Italy, and their jumpers start at $2,000. I bought this comb for about 60 euros. Fantastic, right? And I'm going to be able to make a full jumper out of it, hopefully. Yeah, hopefully. I have to weigh this actually. Let me double check. And it is just the softest thing ever. And I think it's going to look really expensive. So I've done one sleeve. I'm now working on the body, and then I'll do the second sleeve. Then we're going to pick up for the sleeve cuff, hem cuff, and neckline and do another lace design. I don't have a lot of this yarn, so I will have to double check to make sure I have enough. Otherwise, I have to take out a pattern repeat and crop it, which I don't hate because I do wear a lot of my things cropped because I'm quite short. So this is cropped and it sits just on my waist. May work out. We will see. Another WIP will be this one. It's a beautiful pink fuchsia design, and it is on the cover of the Hitomi Shida Let's Knit series. Again, another very complicated lace design. I'm making the sleeve as the swatch, but it's the gauge, I can't get gauge. I've already gone 3 needle sizes down, and still quite big, bigger than this. So I may have to rip this out because my size, Japanese knitting books, there's always only one size, and I'm just a tiny little bit smaller than what they've got there. And also I want it to be a negative ease rather than positive ease. So this sleeve is a little bit too big and I'm not enjoying knitting it. So this is going to sit on the sidelines for a while until I decide whether or not I frog it. It is woollyyarn.com. Again, everything here is woollyyarn.com. 70% merino, 30% cashmere in the fingering weight. Beautiful color. So yeah, I think I might rip it out and make something else. Now there are, in the last WIP, this is my Scrappy blanket. I've been working on it for quite a few months. And I think this is just going to be an ongoing WIP forever and ever. This is the latest few columns. I've run out of really rich colors, so now it's looking a little bit pale. And I haven't been working on this for a while because I just haven't been inspired by the scraps I have as I'm knitting. But as I'm making more and more garments, a lot, I'm sure there'll be lots more scraps to make with. Now, acquisitions. So I accidentally ordered 6 more yarns from woollyyarn.com recently. Oops. And yeah, I have an issue because their yarns are so beautiful, so well priced, and they're quite unique. Like each cone is different, and then every few months they release a new line, and they're just different. They're different to everything else that's out there. They've got incredible blends and incredible colors. For example, look at this green. What do you call this green? It's like it's a dark green with a little bit of blue in it, and it's 100% cashmere, super cashmere by Laura Piana, and this cone is 66 euros for 350 grams. What a bargain for Laura Piana. And cashmere. This is not really my color. My friend actually has a favorite cardigan that she bought from a store, and it's falling apart because the yarn fiber is not amazing. So she's asked me to recreate it, and this color is really close to the one she has, and I'm going to try and figure out the pattern from her jumper and recreate it for her. So this may be an interesting vlog coming up, maybe when I finish this couple of garments, because she's living overseas at the moment and she probably won't be back until Christmas or next year. But I think, yeah, it's going to be a fun challenge to recreate her jumper with this. Next acquisition is, oh my god, look at this. Absolutely beautiful. I saw this on woollyyarn.com and I just had to have it. It's got orange, it's got white sequins, it's got a bit of gold, and it's got these orange slubs. Just the most beautiful thing ever. It is 95% cotton, 5% silk with some sequins. It's an Aran weight, and I've got a cone of 224 grams, which I think I can make a singlet out of. Yeah, a nice loose gauge summer singlet. I've already done a little swatch last night, and I've started drafting. Yes, this is as big of a swatch I'm probably going to make. And I've already started drafting up the pattern. I'm just going to do a simple singlet. So yeah, I'm sure you'll see this soon because I just cannot wait to knit with this. It just looks so good and so expensive. I'm going to look like a classic Italian lady going to Capri or something wearing this. Also got this is 100% linen fingering weight, and I got 150 grams from woollyyarn.com. It is a grey. Again, I didn't realize it's a grey when I bought it. I thought it's a beige, but I think it'll make a really nice and classy singlet. Marsha's gifted me a pattern to thank me for test knitting her top, so I think I'm going to use this to make the Ilana singlet, which is a really beautiful fine cable summer singlet. I think this will look really good. Just 3 more acquisitions. This is 100% silk light fingering weight from Woolly Yarn in a beautiful, beautiful dark navy, and the silk is so shiny. Again, it's only 150 grams, but I think I can make a little t-shirt, and it's just going to look so expensive again. It's just so luxurious. This cone was 13 euros. Oh, unbelievable. This pink cone is quite similar to this. It's even heavier weight at 130 per 100 grams, so probably Aran, heavy Aran. It's pink. It's like a light pink with strands of white cotton. You can see they don't really twist their yarns very much in woolly yarn. And it's got some clear sequins through it. 89 linen, 7% cotton, 4% silk and sequins. I have 200 grams of this. And I think similarly I may just make a loose gauge summer singlet, and it's going to look really cool as well. Perfect for the Italian beach, which hopefully I'll go to next year. Fingers crossed. Don't tell the kids we're not bringing them. And then lastly, this is again from woolly yarn. It is a white with a bit of lurex in it, not very twisted. It's a summer yarn and just looks really cool. It's shiny, it's got the gold, it's going to be drapey. It's 80% linen, 30% silk, 6% cotton and 1% lurex. 380 meters per 100 grams, which is a heavy fingering. I think I'll make a summer jumper, long sleeve jumper out of this. I just cannot wait to knit with this either. So yes, lots of things on my needles and a lot of things planned, and I just cannot knit fast enough. But I really should not knit too fast because it's not good for my health. Also, I have more jumpers than I can wear in a lifetime. When you get inspired by these beautiful yarns, I mean, how can you resist, right? How can you resist casting on immediately with these beautiful yarns? So, but if you have any pattern ideas for these, let me know as well. Otherwise, I'll be making simple t-shirts and singlets, and start mapping this one out soon. Anyway, if Mum gives me back the Corbis or brings it back when she's finished, I will finish that vlog and show you the finished result because it has been a journey. And I don't think I'll be making a vlog for these because I'm already so far into them and I'm just following the pattern with no modifications. And currently I'm not sure if I'll keep doing vlogs on projects or do podcasts. I'm finding doing the vlogs, even though it's really fun, it is a lot of work trying to film each step of the way. You know, I'm not enjoying knitting anymore because I keep thinking, oh, I've got to film this, I've got to film this. And I want knitting still to be a hobby and an enjoyable experience. But I will continue to keep you updated on my knitting journey, whether it be through vlogs or through podcasts, and hopefully less acquisitions, but let's be honest, there probably will be more acquisitions. And thank you for watching, and make sure you subscribe and follow along my knitting journey.